First news story comes to us from IGN, written by Ryan Dinsdale. Helldivers 2 boss impressed by players' willpower in reversing PlayStation Network requirement. Context, which I'm sure we'll get to in this article, but last week it was announced PlayStation was going to implement mandatory PlayStation Network account linking in Helldivers 2, so you have to sign in your PlayStation Network account, whether you're playing on PlayStation or on PC. PC players lost their minds. You would have thought that it was the start of World War III, because holy smokes, like the amount of just chaos that ensued on social media platforms and Reddit and everywhere. Steam, they just review bombed it on Steam. It went from like
obliterated,
like some of like the highest review ratings ever to like the lowest, just destroyed it. Absolutely crazy. And over the course of a weekend, PlayStation realized, even the CEO from Arrowhead was just kind of like, hey, we don't care either way. We want to do whatever makes you happy, but it's not our decision. Like, don't kind of like, don't come after us. It's not our decision.
It wasn't me. It was not my idea.
Yeah, if we had the choice, we'd side with you guys, but we can't. It's above us. It's PlayStation. Well, the creative director of Helldivers 2 has said he's impressed by the willpower fans after their feedback caused Sony to reverse its decision regarding the PlayStation Network accounts being required by all players. In a post on Twitter, Helldivers 2 creative director and CEO of developer Arrowhead Game Studios, Johan Pilstead, thanked Sony for quickly and effectively addressing the community's concern and suggested this sort of feedback loop should be the new standard for live service games. Shut it. Firstly, I'm impressed by the willpower of the Helldivers 2 community and your ability to collaborate, Pilstead said. Secondly, I want to thank our partners and friends at PlayStation for quickly and effectively making the decision to leave PSN linking optional. We together want to set a new standard for what a live service game is and how developers and community can support each other to create the best game experiences. PlayStation announced it had canceled its plans to force a PSN account on even PC players after the community shared its frustration online. There was more than
that's
sharing.
One word for it.
Yeah,
that's one word for it.
That's one word. In what's essentially been the first piece of bad press for the cooperative sci-fi shooter. The entire saga barely lasted 3 days, but it was enough to swing Helldivers 2 Steam reviews down to mixed after being mostly positive for its first 3 months on the market, with most of its recent reviews being mostly negative. The uptick has begun again following the reversed PSN plans, however, with many fans sharing a familiar message of the game online. Democracy has prevailed, wrote one Steam user. Major order complete. We dive together or not at all, said another.
All right. Take it easy, you dorks. Good grief.
A Reddit post revealing Sony's backtrack has more than 72,000 likes too, with over 5,000 comments from players celebrating the change. Threat eliminated. Congrats for all Helldivers, wrote JV_TBZ.
They're just going to ride this into the ground, bro.
Wait, they really listened? Asked Pixelblock 2077. Companies don't usually do that. Guess Democracy actually did win this one.
All right.
Others encouraged those who left negative reviews to change them back and try to see the whole fiasco as a good thing instead of bad. Reminder that this whole thing was like a 2-day affair over the weekend. It was never implemented in the first place, said Control Worst. That's at least a good turnaround to feedback. Yeah, so literally over the course of 3 days, it went from being just an absolute dumpster fire to, we did it for democracy!
Right.
We've thwarted the evil corporations.
For Super Earth, for consumerism.
Oh, man. Yeah, on one hand, I want to say, what an overreaction by PC players. I'm going to say it. They're going to hate me for it. What an overreaction. You're willing to make a Ubisoft account, your GOG account, your Steam account, your Epic account, your a Rockstar launcher account, your
Green Man
Origin
Gaming
account, your Origin, or now it's EA. What did you say?
Green Man Gaming.
Green Man Gaming, your like Amazon Games launcher, like I can barely count them all on my two hands how many launchers you have accounts for. And then PlayStation's like, hey, do you mind making one more? No big deal, right? You already have like 30 of them. Are you kidding me? I don't own a PlayStation. Why would I have a PlayStation account if I don't have a PlayStation?
That's what it is. And I will not be associated with these console plebs. Absolutely not. That's what it is. Tell the truth.
Why are you kidding? You have an account for for Xbox, for everything else. But for PlayStation, like, they're like, nah, you can't, over my cold, dead corpse.
If you make me make a PlayStation account, I will literally end it all. I will crash out right now.
That's exactly how the response was. So I just want to say, hey, you guys are a bunch
I will blow my PC up right now if you make me make a PlayStation account. Try me.
I'm going to say it. You guys are a bunch of babies that need to just go like, I don't know.
Go sit down. Calm down. It's okay.
Go take a nap, all right? But anyways, you won, and that's great. I'm not going to say I'm not happy that this happened. Like, I guess what's cool about it from my perspective is obviously having the option is great. I'm glad that. Like, people should be allowed to have the option. This is a pro-consumer choice. I want to say that. But you all still overreacted a little bit. A little bit. And on top of that too, it's a good decision, and it was incredible to see that Sony responded to this in just 2-3 days. That's crazy. I just feel like I think the head of the studio, he's on to something that he hopes this sets a precedent for things going forward. But what I would hope is that more official ways of communicating would be put in place. So it's not just every time people are pissed off, so they just review bomb something till they get what they want. Like, let's make it a little more organized, a little more reasonable, so that way people don't have to go like throwing Molotov cocktails and pee bombs on the Steam page. I don't know. Like, it got a little out of control out there. It was a full-on riot. Everyone needs to chill. I don't know what's happening right now.
I am flying to Japan, and I'm going to make good on my threats, PlayStation, if you make me make an account.
People burning PlayStations out front of the headquarters.
You see what I already did to that Steam review? I'll do it again.
I'll do it again. Oh man. Yeah. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? I mean, I kind of shared my piece, but
I agree. I think they blew it way out of the water. Making a PlayStation account ain't that bad. The only thing I can liken it to is when Meta had people have to make Facebook accounts to use the Oculus Quest.
Yep. You had to make a Meta account to have an Oculus Quest, because before that it was. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it was. Well, because it was owned. I guess it was owned by Oculus before. So it was after they bought Oculus, it was like, oh, you can't use your Oculus account now. You have to move it to a Meta/Facebook, and people are like, what?
The reason I understand, and I think that anger is justified in the Meta situation, is because Oculus said that you would not need, or Facebook said that you would not need, one of the two said you would not need any other account than your Oculus account to operate a Quest product. And they just literally did a 180 and said, actually, you're going to have to get a Facebook account.
Just kidding.
And people were absolutely upset, which I'm like, that's warranted. They literally, there's documentation saying that they weren't going to do that, and they did it.
Yeah.
And they pulled the rug out from under people after they spent hundreds of dollars on the device. But this here, there's no cost to sign up for a PlayStation account.
No cost. And technically, according to another article I read, this has been the plan from the beginning. It was one of those things that was like in the fine print somewhere, or if you read it, they all along they've been saying that it was only there's a grace period before they were implementing PlayStation Network. But no one reads the terms of service. No one reads the fine print. So no one knew that. And then when it happens, they're like, what? No, you never told us. It's like, well, it was there. No one just paid attention.
Right.
This has been like, this has been the plan all along. This actually isn't a grand reveal or a surprise like you all think it is. Like, this has been known from a known quantity from the beginning, but no one knew because no one cares to read those.
No one cared.
Yeah, absolutely wild. But good on him, I guess, for on both sides. I guess for getting stuff done. I don't know. If only there's a more organized way to do it than just like, hey, let's just
ruin the Arrowhead's entire weekend. How about that?
Yeah. This is carpet bomb their whole operation they got going on over there. Oh man.
Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.